going on, Socks? I hope y'all are having a good day. I just want to say thank you so much for all the support on my Shekinah paid $100,000 to look like handsome Squidward video. I really appreciate y'all. And the comment section has really restored my faith in humanity because there's so many women that are getting all these cosmetic procedures to look like an IG filter or look like every other basic IG model living in LA or wannabe model living in LA. You want to look like that girl from Who Framed Roger Rabbit, right? In doing so and getting all these surgeries done, and it's at the point where doctors are cutting you off in the US and you're going to Turkey and all these other places to get these surgeries to look like what you think is beautiful. When you're doing that, you're getting rid of your natural features. You're getting rid of features on your face, on your body that make you unique, that actually make you stand out. And that's a problem I see these days. And it's not just women. Now I see a lot of guys getting surgeries to look a certain kind of way, which is the most non-masculine thing I've ever seen. For a guy to care that much about looks, to me is weird. It's sad to see because I get that you want to look your best, but a lot of that just involves eating right, taking vitamins, going to the gym, getting on a good schedule. I think that it's so beautiful when someone's authentic. For girls, it's not about how many surgeries you get, because here's the thing. A lot of these girls that get all these surgeries end up looking crazy. Example, Darcey looks nuts. Before, she was a pretty girl. She didn't need surgery. Shekinah, before, pretty girl, looked like Ashley Simpson, didn't need surgery. Fast forward, gets all these surgeries to the point where she looks trans. Jasmine, the spicy Latina that's with Gino, before surgeries, looked like a normal human being. After surgeries,
so I got butt implants and now my ass is so round and bitchy.
Let's talk about Stacey and Darcey for a second, because they've traumatized just about every single plastic surgeon that they've met with.
What do you want from me?
I would like to get more of a refined pointier nose, lip lift. What do you fix during a lip lift?
I feel like we lose our abs. You don't see our stand up. We're very short torso and
This little
feel very
indent
top
here.
heavy. Just want to go more round, nicer shape.
Like a Barbie style
I'm
nose.
sure we need a lift at this point.
I want this Barbie nose, and I want my lips to look like a Russian woman's, and I want my waist to be slender. I want the hourglass shape, and can you throw in a boob job? Is that extra? Okay, here's my dad's credit card.
I am never gonna financially recover from this.
And recently there's big news with Darcey because she married Georgie, the guy that she's been off and on with the past couple years. So congratulations are in order, because aren't they just the best couple?
You were married.
Exactly. You need to work hard.
What happened to your ex-wife? Very hard for my money. Don't you ever disrespect me
I don't see nothing.
How dare ye?
The good news for Georgie is that he's on the gravy train, because all the money that Darcey and Stacey's dad gives them, in turn, they get to use those credit cards too, because Georgie and Florian, Stacey's guy, they don't work jobs. Florian's been in this country for like 4 years and he is not getting a job.
Stacey paying for you, and you acting like you
Wow, I was expecting to get a tan, not look like Hellboy's kid. Where were we, Socks? Were we talking about the self-indulgent pleasure seekers that have thrown away their natural looks in order to look like an IG filter, and funny enough, spend hundreds of thousands of dollars to look generic and still spend hours face-tuning their photos before they upload them publicly? Make it make sense, y'all. If you're gonna face-tune the ever-living shit out of your photos anyway, why don't you just save that coin and use it to start a business, or, you know, save that for the kids' college fund? It could have went to more productive uses, right?
Are you happy with us?
No wonder TLC canceled their show, because it's the same theme on repeat. It is these two seeking this validation from these guys that they should be giving themselves. And at some point it becomes redundant. Not to mention the side characters aren't that interesting. It seems like a lot of their friends feed their ego, and they're definitely clout chasers, which is sad, because you should want to surround yourself with genuine people. When you invest energy into yourself, and I'm not talking about cosmetic surgery energy, just energy into leveling up as a human being, you start to put more of an emphasis and you're more careful about who you invest your energy into, because you're leveling up, so you're going to attract someone into your life that's also leveling up, because we meet people where we're at in life.
So his girlfriend before me, she was black, she was like a model. And then I found out that he went on a date with my friend who's also black. It's interesting. I've only seen him with one non-black woman, but she was of stature with money.
She'll be my sugar mama.
Let's look at the dating history. Georgie, Tom, Jesse. Have any of the guys that Darcey has entered relationships with been honorable, virtuous, or fun? I haven't heard any of these guys say a funny thing on any of the spin-off shows that they've been on. And it's sad that you think because you're older, you need to shell out all this money to attract a guy that is gonna love you and support you. It's not the case. I just think that you're prioritizing the wrong things. For example, looks.
There was one time we were doing taxes and I was on his computer and he had like a sugar mama website.
Every show that Darcey has been on, there has been a grace period where her and the guy she's in a relationship with are broken up. However, she takes the time to meet with them. So still leave that door open. You know what that does? You know what kind of message that sends? That this dude can treat you like absolute dog shit, and no matter what he does to you, you're always gonna be there. And that's really sad. That's not a good way to hold yourself, because guys are gonna take advantage of that. And even if the roles were reversed, women would take advantage of that too. They'll send a text, hey, let's meet up, I wanna get back together, whatever. You communicate a certain kind of message. That person shows up on the date and communicates to you that they wanna get back together with you. However, now you don't respect them, so you're like, on second thought, I'm gonna pursue my other options, because you're less attractive now because you folded.
I met someone that loves me the way I wanted to be loved.
Darcey, why are you trying to meet up with this dude? That ship has sailed. So instead of still leaving the door open, close that door and spend some time alone. Figure out what you like, what you don't like, what you're looking for in a partner. There's nothing wrong with a grace period of being by yourself. Your best friend is you because you spend the most time with you. And you know what's funny? I say that, but 99.9% of all the creatures that go on these TV shows don't do that. But that's what I see a lot from you, Darcey. You put yourself in that position to get abandoned, to get used by these dudes. And it's sad to see. Another thing that's sad is that you had a unique look that is distinctive to your family line. And I talked about this briefly in my last video on cosmetic procedures, where I talked about how Shekinah spent all this money to look like handsome Squidward. But I'm gonna go into further details about this now. My family is American Italian. So there's a lot of traditional values that I hold dear, but a lot of that comes from my family. And I look identical to my father when he was younger. So if I got surgeries, not only would I let myself down, I would let down my family, because they would feel incredibly insulted by that.
Wait, no, I forgot to tell you. He also said that when the money runs out, I'm done, I'm out.
What? Why, who said that? He did?
So tying this back to Darcey and Stacey, you looked like your father and your mother. You were so pretty. You didn't need to get all these cosmetic procedures. And another thing I see that's wrong with this whole picture is that you enter relationships with guys that don't have two nickels to rub together. They're lazy and they don't want to give you a beautiful life. They don't want to give your kids a beautiful life.
Cut it like on the bias, it stays juicy. Honey. I'm just helping you. We're doing this together, right? So if you cut it on a bias at a slant, it saves the juice. I've worked in restaurants, so okay.
I'm done.
These guys don't remind me of your father. From an outsider looking in, your father seems to be very financially successful, and because he wasn't there a lot for you growing up in terms of spending time with you, he feels like it's his responsibility to make sure that you and your sister are financially looked out for, and he has more free time to spend time with you, with your kids, now at this point in his life. And that was communicated many times on the show. Who you're attracting into your life, they're not financial winners. They're not ambitious, they're not sharks, they're not taking care of their own financial grind, and instead want you to put them on financially. They're looking for that D1 scholarship, right? Like a lot of bums that go on this TV show. My question for Darcey, and this is a bit of a curveball, does your relationships with these guys, even Georgie, the guy that you recently married, honor your father? And I asked that question, but Socks, we all know the answer. If you've watched the show, her father does not think that this guy is good enough for his daughter, and with good reason. You say you love your father, you respect your father. Why do you choose to bring someone into your family that your father doesn't approve of? That doesn't make much sense to me, as someone that actually idolizes my father and wants to be like him one day. So I don't know, I feel a disconnect with you when it comes to that. Something very human I see you bring up all the time, Darce, is your fear of aging. And I'm sure that all of us dread the day when we look like a raisin. But here's the thing, no amount of plastic surgery is going to prevent you from looking your age. It might help a bit here and there, right? The filler, the Botox, the whatnot. Usually, when you put too much poison in your face, you end up looking stranger, not younger.
Hi there, my name is Shekinah and I am part of the famous couple Shekinah and Sarper from 90 Day Fiance The Other Way.
Oh, that's funny, you've never heard of us before? We're the famous couple Shekinah and Sarper. Anyway, the reason why I played this clip again is because Darcey and Stacey actually flew to Turkey to get cosmetic procedures. Let's read this article together as a family. Right away, we see a picture of Darcey and Stacey's before and afters of them looking snatched. Our amazing reality TV stars from TLC, Darcey Silva, Stacey Silva, the Silva twins, returning to us for another round of facial surgery. Both opted for the same operations to remain twin-like. The doctor's office in Turkey captioned the video. Darcey and Stacey underwent neck lift, chin liposuction, lateral, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that word, but it's known as fox eyes, cheek lift, and revision rhinoplasty procedures. Following the procedures, Stacey took to Instagram stories to share that she was loving my results by the best clinic and doctor, while sharing a photo of herself following the procedures. The 2023 surgeries are not the first time the sisters have gone under the knife. Yeah, obviously. During the season 2 of their show, Darcey and Stacey, the pair traveled to Turkey to undergo a twin transformation. At the time, Darcey explained that they did a lot of research before ultimately deciding to have the procedures done at the clinic in Turkey. We wanted everything lifted up on our bodies, Darcey told Entertainment Tonight in July of 2021. Everything's just lifted up. We got a little lip lift, a little nose lift, a boob lift, you know, snatched in the waist. Everything's just a little bit more refined. We feel lighter. During their first visit to the clinic, the reality stars had rhinoplasty, breast implants, Brazilian butt lifts, and Vaser lipo procedures. Additionally, they got lip lifts and the Hollywood Smile veneer package. While the sisters faced backlash from critics online for their decision to alter their appearance, Darcey insisted they have no regret and it was a spiritual journey for them. They cannot be serious. A spiritual journey? Every single person that knows anything about spirituality is screeching right now. We're the better version of ourselves. That's how I feel, but it starts from within, she told Entertainment Tonight. She goes on to tell Entertainment Tonight, and going there together as twins, we bonded more. Like, it was a whole experience. And I feel like we had confirmation once we left Connecticut because we were getting all these amazing signs. We just felt very protected there. We felt the history. We felt like freed. We felt rebirth. How mentally ill is this, Socks? And looky here, we got a picture of Darcey that she posted publicly on Instagram with the caption, Barbie touch-up surgery, breast uplift with implants. And looky here, Socks, they went ahead and tagged the doctor and the surgery location in Turkey. Why, you ask? Because they probably worked out a deal where they got a certain percentage off the cost of the surgery or the entire surgery for free if they posted about it. Right after surgery, healing stage. If y'all actually want to enter a healing stage, please seek out therapy instead of spending all your money on these cosmetic procedures. Or just give yourself the love and devotion that you seek in these bum-ass dudes you enter relationships with. In our next cosmetic procedure video, we're going to focus more on Sarper and Shekinah, and also Jasmine because she's got a whole bunch of surgeries as well. And if there's any other cast members that have had way too many cosmetic procedures that you want me to review, please let me know who they are in the comments below. I'm back to work. I'm so happy to be back in Vegas. That was a 30-hour travel on the way back, but I got such beautiful footage of the safaris we went on with our family, and it was such a special trip because growing up, my favorite movie was The Lion King, and I make my mom watch it with me, and I couldn't say again, so I say, Aden, Mom, and she's such a good mother. She was kind enough to watch this movie with me again and again, and I promised as a kid that I would take her to Africa to see the animals. And you know what, Socks? From the bottom of my heart, I appreciate y'all watching these videos because you've given me the opportunity to do so. We're going to be reviewing all the spin-offs of 90 Day Fiance. If you have video suggestions, let me know in the comments below because I want to do my best to give those videos to you. Check out our Amazon storefront. We got some mad luxurious items on there. If you want some one-on-one time with me, please order a Cameo. I'm the #1 Cameo creator in the entire world. Super thankful that y'all watch my content. Comment below, subscribe, follow me on Twitch and on Instagram right now.